Genji 2 is an action game which is based on Japanese history. Being based on history, the stages of the game will also be based on famous battles which actually took place in ancient Japan. So here's this giant enemy crab.
I need a better wallet. How do I get the wallet upgrade? Where do I purchase that DLC?
You need to have bought Bitcoin 2 decades ago.
Oh, did I ever tell you guys I had a chance and I just thought it was garbage and I had like told my friend, no, that's stupid. Let's not buy that. He's like, man.
No, really?
Yeah, no, legitimately. It was back, I think it was before Diablo 3. I don't know when exactly that time frame was, but like Bitcoin was cheap, and he's like, man, I got like $500. You want to put 500 down with me on this? And I talked him out of it too.
Oh, no, he hates you.
You don't need that. Maybe that's why he doesn't talk to me anymore. He's like, this dude messed up my future. I had it, and he said no, that because it didn't. He's like, yeah, there's fake money on the internet we can buy, and I'm like, what do you mean? That doesn't make. Why would I do that? I have bills to pay.
Turns out you could have paid all of your bills forever.
Oh man, I could have been a millionaire off of $500. Oh, I don't want to think
time to
about
invent
it.
the time machine so you can go back and buy Bitcoin.
To buy the parts for the time machine, I need Bitcoin. It's this horrible cycle of things that don't work.
Just steal a time machine. What are they going to do? Catch you?
I think time travel is ever going to be a thing.
I mean, technically, it's already a thing.
We just go forward
How
at a
so?
reasonable speed. Eat it.
Don't do that to me.
Well, I mean, like, we know time travel is possible, just not backwards, but you can go forwards.
How do you go forwards faster than normal?
Extreme amounts of gravity.
Right,
Because
yeah.
gravity stretches time. So if you were to like circle like a black hole, for example, time would, slow for you, but you'd essentially be traveling into the future.
From whose perspective, if you fell into a black hole, is it nearly infinite? Is it from yours falling into it or from someone observing you?
Well, if you were to observe someone fall into a black hole, like you would never see them enter it. They would just kind of fade out of existence. I think you would experience like the infinitesimal, like slowly spaghettiing into it, but I don't think you'd actually ever experience it technically.
It would just like, you would slow down as you approach the exact moment infinitely.
Yeah. There's a law for it. I forget what the name of it is though.
Jaywalking.
Yeah, that's it.
There's certain things that I think I'm too stupid for. like gravity changing time is something my mind cannot like solidify, if that makes sense. Like I've done no research on it. I don't know anything about it. I'm not a big space guy, but like it just never, like I see it and I just let it go out my other ear. You know what I'm saying? Like I just take it at face value because I can't fully understand. Same way with like, this is going to make me sound stupid. Same way with like how a computer actually works, like how electronic data is stored on a physical space doesn't make sense to me.
No?
Not really. I don't like what is being. I imagine there's like a microscopic guy with a chisel on my hard drive. It's just like my brain
Jerry.
just does.
He's got Jerry in there. He's working hard.
Every time that hard drive, I hear it spin up. He's going really fast in there. He's like scratching stuff off. He's ting 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 ting. He's doing it all. He's working real hard. Probably because again, I haven't actually looked at. I've been meaning to just so I can understand it, but I just kind of take it at face value and be like, yeah, that makes sense. It just doesn't. And it's made out of silicon. Like I don't. You're speaking Egyptian to me. It's all hieroglyphics.
Well, you're talking about hard disk drives, which I don't know how common like hard disk drives are now, because most people
Not
have
anymore,
switched,
no.
yeah, to solid state drives. Unless you need like mass amounts of storage, then people will use them. But especially because they're so cheap. Maybe now with how expensive everything is. But pretty much hard disk drives are just like a bunch of disks of they're magnetized and they're pretty, how, information is stored as ones and zeros, binary in a computer, right? It's pretty much just recording like the negative and positive polarity in the in the magnetic disks, and those are the ones and zeros, and then it just reads those. So,
But how is it saving it to something to be read?
because it doesn't change. Like once it changes it, it just stays the same. That's different to like RAM. RAM is an example of a like volatile storage where once it loses power, it forgets everything, right? So that's an example of like a volatile memory. And there are versions of RAM that actually do remember, and you could turn it off, turn your computer back on, and it will be exactly as it was when you turned it off. That does exist as well, has for many years, but it's usually just not necessary.
But like my problem is at a much smaller level of like, how is the RAM holding the information? Is it physically written somewhere? Is it like, I like, how does that work?
So for RAM, oh god, I had to think back of how like RAM stores data. We could go on for this for a while, but
yeah, okay. There's just a little guy in there with the chisel. I'm good. He's fine. Maybe it's a chalkboard. We've advanced. It's fine.
it's a chalkboard now.
Yeah, he's got because you got to erase it, right? So he's got to write it all the ones and zeros, and then erase it. Go home, get some rest, come back the next day.
No, so RAM is pretty much, you know how, again, ones and zeros, right? So for hard disk drives, it's magnets. For RAM, it's literally just electricity, because they have like cells of information where like things should be stored, and when it goes to read it, like, is there electricity? Is there electrons in here? Yes or no. If it's a yes, it's a one. If it's no or zero, or vice versa. I don't remember exactly which. It's been a while since I've studied this. But that's basically how RAM works and that's why when it stops like receiving power, it forgets everything because all that electricity just goes away, and then you have to boot it back up.
Okay, so for a regular drive though, how does if it's just reading electrons and whatnot, when the power goes off, what happens there?
So solid state drives use a separate technology for it. And again, like it's all ones and zeros, but it's just different ways of like how you interpret them. Solid state drives, I forget the exact way that they do it. It's a type of flash memory where the electricity is used to change the state of a cell rather than storing electrons in cells in the first place. And that's why if it loses power, it doesn't forget, because the state of the cell has changed and doesn't require electricity to maintain that state change any longer.
Okay, so those are just switches, basically.
Yeah. Yep.
How many switches are in a drive? Because it feels like you would need trillions.
Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, you could look up videos to see it. There's actually if you look at some interesting NASA experiments, they've actually had to create, like early on, like physical devices to store information, which are like these meshes of like wires and like running electrons through them. They're really cool looking. But that's how they had to like, that's what they'd use to like store memory and data. So it gives actually really cool physical example of how it works. If you're interested in like learning more about that, I'd have to look it up to see exactly what it was, because I don't remember off the top of my head. But yeah, there's multiple different ways that you can store memory.
I think that would be the best way for me to go about, to look at the history of computer science and just see like from I remember there was those like cards with holes in the hole punch cards that you'd put in, and that would store data somehow. And I don't remember that. I remember seeing it. I wasn't that old. But, yeah, maybe that would be the way. I'll have to look into that after this week's episode of the Giant Enemy Crab podcast. Hey, Strider is never going to A with us. He's an anti-A kind of guy. I'm your co-host, Fliz. I'm joined by computer science genius KylarEmiya.
I'm sure I'm gonna get so corrected in the comments.
Nobody correct him. Let him sit there with wrong information.
It's to put the wrong answer out and wait.
We'll know. And today we also have our Souls-like enthusiast, Mr. Strider 1.
Indeed.
And he has got some big, great news for us.
about a new Souls like that we're going to talk about. So today we're talking about, I just had it and now it's gone from my brain.
Would you like some help?
Squad Mania?
No.
What is it?
Stonemachia.
I was so close.
No, you weren't.
I thought he was
I
close.
closer? Hold on. Squad Mania and Stonemachia? You cannot tell me. It's like
parts of that word
phonetically
were
close
wrong.
enough. But no, the S and the M and the E's. I was close. Come on, give it to me.
The E's?
Jeez.
Is that what you said?
I can't have nothing around
There's only
here.
one E.
The E's.
The E.
Phonetically, it's fine. Leave it alone. That's what we're talking about today. Is it worth correcting me on this? Let's start there.
Yes.
How is Stonemachia? I downloaded the demo and then I didn't touch it. So you're going to have to tell me everything about it.
So the game is rough to. This what I get.
What is it?
It's a Souls-like that's. Oh, how do you even explain it? It's based on like old. The vibes I get is like old, like architecture. Basically, is everything has like that old Gothic vibe. Is how I describe it. Where there's there's definitely inspirations from stuff like the Tower of Babel and a bunch of like old paintings and architect and stonework.
What's it called in Clair Obscure? I can't remember the name. Baroque? Was that it? It looks kind of like that kind of stuff.
Seems almost like Renaissance era almost. Oh yeah, it says right here that's inspired by Italian art and folklore.
Yep, because I believe the language spoken in the game is Italian. I don't speak Italian, so I can't 100% confirm. Because there's very limited dialogue that's voiced. It shows up every now and then. For the most part, most characters just kind of like makes mumble sounds when they're talking.
The word I was looking for is Belle Epoque. Sorry, that's what it was. The art style. Anyway, continue.
You were close.
I was close. I was phonetically close. You know, why can't I just be close to things? I don't have to be perfect.
But yeah, no. So I've played and beaten the game. It took me about 10 hours. And the game is very rough around the edges, is how I describe it. Because my favorite parts of it are definitely the world that you explore and like the overall visual design is very unique. And also because the enemy variety is kind of insane. And the amount of bosses is also insane. Because basically, like, I think like the first 9 enemies you run into are all different. Like it's 9 different enemies in a row or something like that. And then there's like bosses every 10, 15 minutes. Like there's constantly bosses and there's a bunch of optional bosses that I still haven't found. But like the level design is these giant open areas. Like they're very big and sprawling, like very grand. And it feels decent. Like it feels pretty good to move around in them, especially once you start discovering a little bit more movement tech. So like the level design is a standout for me, and along with the music was the other big standout. Because I think it's composed by the same guy who does like most of the work. Like it's a very small dev team. Because the credits were over in like 20, 30 seconds.
Yeah, looking at it, some of the bosses and everything that I'm seeing, and also the environment, reminds me, it definitely gives Dark Soul vibes. Especially whatever this thing is with eyes in its mouth, it totally looks like something from Elden Ring or something. It looks really cool.
Yeah, no, the
Dark
designs
Souls
are really sick. But the designs are also one of my biggest problems with the game. And that's what reading what an enemy is actually going to do.
It's funny, like the one negative review I found right on the front, or when I was looking, it mentioned that immediately. Like, apparently, the big part of Souls-like, if y'all don't know, is like the feeling of reading an enemy and doing the correct action in response. If you don't do that, or you can't have that in the game, it kind of takes a big part of the Souls-like fun away.
Because
I imagine that's probably an issue because some of these bosses are very like not only non-humanesque, but some of them just don't even have limbs. Like they're just floating weapons.
Because the other thing is that like a lot of them have these like do you see how many parts they're composed of? Is like there's one boss towards the end that I remember it has like 14 to 16 hands floating around it, right? Along with like the like biblical angel wheel of eyes behind it, along with a bunch of wings and 2 swords. So you have to keep track of where the swords are. in this massive blob of motion that is it's animated very jankily. And the other thing that makes it a problem is there's hit stop on every single one of your attacks. So the boss literally pauses every time you hit them for like maybe like a sixth of a second or something. Like it is a noticeable amount of hit stop. So, and the way the game works is that your defensive options are twofold. Is you either dodge like a normal and you can get a counterattack, or you parry. And parries basically are done in a way that like they don't interrupt any of your actions. Basically, like you can keep like wailing and just time the left mouse or the left bumper in time with like when you're going to get hit. The problem is that a bunch of these is because if you hit it at the wrong time when you hit the enemy during hit stop, you'll just whiff because they're stopped for your actual parry duration and then hit you. There's also been times where I've just been killed through a successful parry, because you can tell because parries are also how you get your heal back, because basically you have a health jug to heal up to like 75% of your health back with it, and you can only hold one charge, but every time you land a parry you get up to half of it back if the game decides it's giving it to you, because sometimes it just doesn't give you health back in a boss fight, and I don't know why. I had a really big problem with the final boss just not giving me health back when I was parrying it. Just, you would parry, the heal would come, and then, so you have to basically keep parrying to get through most boss fights. But without the hit stop and just the massive blob of that some of these bosses are trying to read what they're doing, because it's like there's very similar wind-up animations, and they're not animated very smoothly, is the other thing. So
yeah, I noticed that watching you play, because you were playing Discord for a little bit, and I remember telling Fliz about how the amount of hit stop in that game is like almost nauseating. Like it was kind of hard to even just watch the game, because it would just like it just felt like the game was stuttering the whole time.
It's not great.
It was a lot.
It gets even worse during the final boss, because not only does the boss have like get stopped, right? The boss also shakes, like considerably. Like it just vibrates. Like it's like a Gmod rag. It's like a Source Engine ragdoll effect happens for a split second every time. The final boss just kind of vibrates in place, and it took me over an hour because I literally just had to guess what it was actually doing, because it's like trying to play a rhythm game where the notes are both lagging, like because basically the way I would describe it is some bosses have like their attacks basically behave like they're lagging, where they'll like dash forward incredibly quickly, but their actual hitbox is already at the end point before they've started moving. So you'll get hit like a quarter of a second before their body catches up. So what you have to actually parry isn't them themselves, it's where they're going to be like a quarter of a second from now. And there's a few bosses that are really bad about that. But the final boss was literally me trying to basically play a rhythm game where the notes are lagging back and forth, and the entire like the note track itself was vibrating left and right. And then if I made like 2 mistakes in a row, I just died.
I mean, I hate to say it, but it sounds like a skill issue to me.
I will make you play this.
It's just over there vibrating menacingly.
God, here's the best part, is I beat the final boss in like 25 minutes, but its attack didn't despawn, and it hit me from behind and killed me. Because it's also...
I mean, it's a small dev team. You can't... There's going to be a little... That one I found cheated a little bit, but it's literally the attack blindsided me from behind because I didn't realize it was still active. And it's only that boss that has an extended dying animation. If it was any other boss, I would have been fine, but it has an extended dying animation, so I did get the victory.
That's what makes him the final boss. He's got the extra stuff. Extra things.
He hit you with that Ninja Gaiden special. He killed me. He's dead. Yeah. So all I see on this are positive reviews, which I'm kind of shocked that you're like having these issues with it, because it's got like people love this game. Tell me good stuff. What's good about the game?
The soundtrack and world design, like I was saying, are phenomenal. They're so good.
Are they?
Yes. The only problem I really have with the level design is like they're so big and so sprawling and nothing's explained to you that I'm like, where does it want me to go? And it's very easy to miss things because according to the achievements, I missed at least 8 or 9 bosses that have achievements tied to it.
Sounds like a Souls-like.
It's real bad because it's like I don't know what's actually part of the stage and what's not sometimes. Because they're just these big, huge areas that are like a lot of work went into them, but it's kind of hard to sometimes like be signposted to go the right way. So there are sometimes where I just kind of wandered around for a bit and I was like, is this the right way? I think it is.
I thought this would be, I mean, just how it looks, I thought this would be a cheaper game. I mean, it's not expensive, but I thought this would be like a $14 game. It's $20.
I don't know, man. Like, do we know how many devs are on this?
I'm not certain how many people worked on it because I basically hadn't heard of the game till it released, and basically the only thing I saw was the credits. And I noticed that like one person is there for the composer and like game director, and like they did a lot. So I know the team is very small.
It has exactly 7 people.
7?
Yes.
Damn. I didn't want to swear, so that came out. But I was just gonna say, like, just because looking at it, like the environments are crazy impressive.
Oh yeah,
like these look like these are professionally done. Like these are really, really good. And just
it looks ripped out of Elden Ring.
Yeah, it looks really, really nice. And the sheer amount of like different, I guess, themes or like different kinds of environments you go through in this game from the looks of it is also really good. And like this, whatever this arena is where you're like this weird sunset, but the sky's like a rainbow and there's these giant wings in the sky and crosses all over. Like this looks crazy.
Yeah, that's I think the opening area, or it's that's what it's very reminiscent of, is like the opening prologue area.
And this boss is just a book. He looks cool.
I was noticing every time you click on a different picture, it is a different enemy.
Yeah, no, there's so many enemies. There's like the enemy variety is crazy. Like I think the most you fight at the same enemy is like maybe a dozen or 2 times throughout the entire game. Like it's just.
Is there like different weapons and everything to use, or is it just
so?
You're basically
Here's
doing the
the
same
other thing.
over and
so
over?
What it is because you're a chess piece, right? Is you have 4+1 forms. You have your pawn form, which is standard abilities, like the most standard play set. You have the rook, which is your big, slow, heavy attacker. And then there's the knight and bishop, which I never used because they felt terrible to play. The bishop's whole thing is that it constantly attacks as you keep attacking. It's basically a bunch of quick light hits. And then the knight basically rushes forward with like a drill, basically.
Oh.
But they both felt so terrible to use and didn't feel very useful. Because from what I can tell is your healing is reduced if you're not in your pawn form. Like you gain your heal back slower. So, and because the hit stop is basically also like they have very little hit stop. Like the bishop doesn't do any hit stop, and I don't think the knight does either. The rook still has the normal amount of hit stop. It just attacks so slowly that it like it's like a full second per swing.
Oh, geez.
But the other neat thing the game does is, so shortly, maybe after a few boss fights, you get access to your mana bar. And what it is your heavy attacks will do something that is some of your more powerful abilities, but also it's dangerous to you, as in they can hit you. But you can parry your own heavy attacks for special effects. Like the pawn, if you parry your pawn's duplicated clone, because it attacks about a second after you finish your attack, is you will cancel what the duplicated pawn is doing. It will create a clone for a short amount of time. And there's also a bunch of effects that you can unlock of basically doing this mechanic with a piece, swapping to another piece, and then doing its heavy attack will do something special. But I just didn't find the bishop or knight like any fun to play with. So I spent basically my entire game either playing in pawn or rook form.
Yeah, I hate those guys too, don't worry.
The thing is, with later bosses, is you basically don't even have time to get heavy attacks off. Because the boss is basically back on top of you or dashing to the other side of the arena. So there's like there's only a few specific points in the later bosses where I'd even try to do heavy attacks like that. Because a mistime one means you just get hit. And you can kill yourself with your own heavy attacks, which I did more than once. But I think it's a neat mechanic, and from what I've heard is some of the combinations are very strong, but I only found a few of the upgrade materials to actually unlock the combination techniques. And there is a 5th transformation that you get late in the game that is basically you can transform into a queen, but it is your do or die moment because it is the strongest piece, but you can only do it once you have 20% or less HP, and you cannot heal anymore once you do it. You will die in either 1 or 2 more hits. So it's basically your last gamble.
What am I looking at? I paused it right here. Do you see what I'm seeing here? What is this? This isn't a chess piece or anything.
No, it's a chess piece from Chess 2. You haven't heard of it?
Oh yeah, my bad.
That is so. That's actually a boss that So there's I really don't know what's happening in the story very well. It was hard to understand.
You're fighting for Zephyro.
But there were at one point there's basically to open the spire you need to go gain the power of the strongest of the 5 angels, like these 5 special angels, and so you go to find him, but he's been transformed into like a weak and decrepit form. And every time he tries to swing on you, he just falls over, and you just kind of beat him up for 20-30 seconds before it actually transitions into the actual boss fight.
Okay. I was just curious because everything else had a theme, and then this is
because the general idea that you're told throughout the game is there's someone known as a sculptor that's at the top of the spire, which is kind of your goal throughout the entire game is getting to him.
Like an artist?
Yeah, because
a painter even?
Because what he does is it's mentioned that the only way for angels to get new forms, because basically everything you run into is angels, because humanity's dead by this point, and that because angels are designed to serve one purpose. If they want to move up or change like what they're supposed to do, is the sculptor can create a new form for them to inhabit, which is why basically everything's these stone monuments or chess pieces or something, because it's basically the angels inhabiting them as bodies.
Okay.
And so you're basically told we need to get to the sculptor at the head of the spire, and you will encounter some setbacks along the way, but it's basically the end goal of the game is to get there.
Well, would you recommend this?
No.
What's it on sale?
No.
No. It's only $18.
I basically only really enjoyed one boss fight, even slightly. I just found most of the boss fights frustrating.
Wow, because I've never heard you be like, no, don't play this Souls. Like there's always some reason to play them for you.
Yeah,
and even you recommend AI limit over this?
Yes, because I genuinely just found most of the boss fights frustrating because I couldn't. It's so hard to parse what they're actually doing.
Oh,
because it's basically a lot of the there's attacks that basically are problematic. And I'll use the final boss as an example. There is one of his attacks is he summons a chess piece to your left, to your right, and then both, right? But when he does it, the hint is that he does hand motions. But the last one where he summons both is desynced, so that by the time his hands start moving forward to tell you that they're coming, they've already hit you because they're not synced up correctly with his attacks. And it's just a bunch of small things that there's so many enemies and so many bosses that I think that I felt they should have cut some of them to smooth out some of the more memorable ones, to make them because my biggest problem with it is just it's hard to visually identify what's happening, especially with some of the crazier boss designs. Because there's also
you had the same thing about the Pinocchio one. You didn't like the way that felt either until you went back and played it. I don't remember what it's called. Pinocchio Fighter.
Lies of P.
What's Lies of Pinocchio? Got you.
But it's just the problem. I just found most of the boss fights, which are the standout parts of Souls, to be incredibly frustrating.
It's like if I played Dark Souls and every boss was a giant. You just hit it. I don't like those fights. I prefer fighting a knight in armor. 100%. But
Yeah, because
I was just trying to parse because, like like I said, the review. You know what though? The reviews have tricked me. They tricked me recently with Speed Freaks. So it's well. After this, we'll talk about that a tiny bit, but don't always trust the reviews on Steam. Do your research. I guess there's a demo. Play the demo. That would be the
I can at least recommend
idea.
because like the world design is phenomenal. It's probably my favorite world I've explored in a Souls-like, just for how unique and the vibes are.
That's high praise.
Yes. Also, the soundtrack is phenomenal, and I'm sad that I can't buy the soundtrack because the soundtrack isn't uploaded anywhere. But you can find like collectibles of the soundtrack in game.
You hear that, Crossfall? Put the soundtrack out. I know you're listening. Everybody pays attention to our show.
Because I'd be very excited to see what they can do, like with like if they do another game like this. Because it's like my number one complaint is just the boss fights are rough because it's so hard to read what they're doing, especially with like the stuttering of hit stop.
Yeah, I mean this is their only game, so it very well could, I feel like they could tweak a few things here and there, and it'd be like if they just tweak the like hard to I don't know, visually access the moves.
Yeah, it's just parsing like what's happening visually is very rough. Because I still do have the desire to go back and try to see like some of the find some of the bosses I missed. Because there's secrets and stuff everywhere. The only other real thing I have to say about the level design is that there's definitely like sometimes where it's a bit too open, where there's like they don't put barriers everywhere. But there's definitely some moments where it's like, these are Unreal Engine 5 like standard rocks. Am I supposed to be able to go up them or not? Like, does the game want me to? Because I can go up them for a while. It just doesn't lead anywhere.
All right. Is that so not recommend? It doesn't seem like it's like a 0 out of 0 for you though.
I mean, no. It's just because level design is pretty good, but the like visuals of it are insane. It's some of my favorites. Music is phenomenal. It's just these boss fights they just needed more polish is basically what it is. Like it's to the point where it very much negatively detracted from my experience of just dealing with these boss fights. Because eventually I would learn the boss fights, but it wouldn't be because like, oh, like I could read what like he's starting this attack or this attack. Because I can see what he's doing. It's just I hope he's doing this attack and I've parried at the correct time. But overall, I would also be excited to see like if they can fix some of this through patches, just to make it cleaner.
Oh, cool. All right. Well, choose to believe us or all the reviews, or just download the demo. Like I said, check it out, and it's not that expensive. So those are all positives in my mind. I'll play the demo. I'll put up. That's what I'll do for the background. That'll be. Did you play the demo?
I have not played the demo. No, I just bought the game.
Oh, okay. Dang, baller. All right, cool. Well, thank you for checking out the Souls-like of the week. I guess we'll do a little bit of news. Kyler, you got anything?
Yeah, I got a couple things. Some news about the new 007 game, 007 First Light, which we will be having also a review video at some point as well. So look out for that.
Soon enough.
Yeah, look out for that. Recently made a little record for IO's Interactive's studio. Is now their I think fastest selling game. They sold 1.5 million copies in their first 24 hours. And that studio specific is their fastest selling game, beating out Hitman 3, I believe, which is their previous one. So 007 seems to be very, very popular, and also the reviews for it seem pretty good too. So I'm excited to see what our reviewer has to say about it. Ooh, I'm hyped.
I watched a little bit of the Donkey video on it. It's funny you said, because I was like, man, this looks a lot like Hitman. And now to see that it's the developer of all the Hitman games, I was like, okay. You know what else they developed? Freedom Fighters. You ever play that? I played the shit out of Freedom Fighters.
What is Freedom Fighters?
God. It's not good. It's like if you see the like, I'm sure you've seen the cover for it, the cover art. It was I think it was on PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
It's like Red Dawn, like China or Russia. I think it's Russia invades the US and you're a fighting for freedom, and it's you control a little squad and you do third person. It was kind of fun, but it was definitely like one of those "this is all I have" kind of games. Like, like I only own this game right now, so it's gonna be good.
It's $1.50 right now on Steam if you want to ever go back.
Ooh, not real. Maybe for $1.50, nostalgia.
Yeah,
That's
comes with the soundtrack.
I still haven't touched Dino Crisis. I got to do that first.
But yeah, congrats to 007 First Light for being their new biggest success. We'll see how good the game is later on.
I'd talk about 007, but we'll save that for the other one because I don't get it. But
yeah, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. Some StarCraft 2 news. Ooh, I know everyone loves StarCraft 2. StarCraft 2 from Blizzard hasn't like really been updated very much in like half a decade. Like they do balance patches every now and then, but it's usually like maintenance patches, like little tweaks just to make sure the game like doesn't stay completely stale. But that changed recently, as there's now a new patch that severely changed up the meta. That being that they've changed the number of workers that you start with, the people that actually like build all of your stuff and gather resources for you, from 12 to 8. And this is a huge change because many years ago, they changed it to the original 12 that we're used to now, and it caused a huge shift in strategy. This big thing where you had access to so many resources that like you could just create these absolute monstrous economic leads, and it led to like all the like everyone's targeting the workers and making sure that you can't do that. And there was a lot of strategy that went into that. So this is a huge deal for StarCraft 2. Them changed it from 12 to 8 now. And I'm curious what's going to happen to it. I'm going to have to watch some professional StarCraft here in a bit, which I haven't done in quite a while, but I'm curious.
Yeah. Like, is that the only, do you know if that's the only change or if they, I'm sure they did more.
That was just like the largest one. This is a huge patch that changed a bunch of different stuff, but that's the big one that is like, this will change everything about the game.
It's like adding extra chess pieces to a chess game.
Well, taking away them, but yes.
Oh, taking away, excuse me.
Yeah. So if you ever want to use StarCraft 2, now might be a good time because no one's going to really know too much of what they're doing for a little bit.
I think that was a huge problem with like you can't go. I remember playing the original StarCraft and I like beat it and I was like playing the custom things. I was like, this is okay. Let me hop online and see if I can actually like fight people and nah. Not even like I didn't know what was happening. I played maybe 2 games that took maybe 10 minutes total and I never went online again. That was awful.
Yeah,
people know these games.
Once you run to your first person that knows how to micro well, and you realize, oh, people really know how to play this game.
What is APM? What does that mean?
Yeah, but curious to see what this means, especially because I've been paying attention to more RTS games now with Dawn of War 4 coming out.
I've noticed.
Yeah. Ooh. And then we also have some LCS, not really news, but something kind of interesting. The LCS, which is like the league professional esport thing, has had a huge drop in viewership. This is actually the record low again from last year, where I think they dropped like 15% compared to last year, which is a huge drop. Just to give you an idea, like the hours watched for this year was like, I think 3.3 million. Back in 2020, it was 17.4 million. It's dropped that much over the last 6 years.
When was LCS this year or last year? I don't know when was it?
I don't know the exact dates, to be honest.
A couple months ago, like
I think it was like just
ago.
This last month.
Oh, okay. Well, that's weird because I keep like a bunch of big streamers started playing League, like first timing it. Mm-hmm. So I would think that would lead to more viewership, you know?
Yeah, actually, Jinxie, which you've probably been seeing play.
That's who I referenced. That was my reference.
Yeah, his tournament he did is the 4th most watched League event of the year.
See, that's what I'm saying. Why is LCS down? Do they know why?
Not really sure, to be honest. I was curious what your guys' thoughts for it were. But it's been struggling a lot. So, I mean, we still have, there's still tons of different events for League. So it's not like LCS is like a huge sign. Oh, League's finally dying. That's not a thing. It'll never die. It is an interesting statistic. So we'll have to see how MSI does this year.
I'm curious to see. I probably won't look into it, but does League go up and down? Is there peaks and valleys, or does it just steadily go up?
LCS
as far as viewership goes,
has steadily gone down over time. Since 2019, it's just been down further and further and further and further. I don't know about the other events, so we'd have to look at those at a later date. But maybe after MSI, we'll take a look. But LCS specifically has been declining.
Yeah, it does have ups and downs from this chart I'm seeing, but it still is down. It's definitely down. LEC doesn't look like it did too well last year or the year before either. Huh. Okay.
Other than that, there was some Subnautica 2 news. I think you wanted to talk about that though, didn't you?
I mean, I have it.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter who talks about it. Let me clear that out. All right. We've talked about Subnautica 2 quite a bit. It's out now. People were stressing about the EULA. That was kind of the meme for a moment. I didn't really get into it, but the big deal we've talked about where Krafton didn't want to pay this $250 million bonus for selling, I can't remember, was it 1 million copies of Subnautica 2? And the CEO was actively just hammering AI, trying to get answers on how to fire these guys without paying them the $250 million. Lots of lawsuits, lots of problems. And what we're looking at today is that Krafton is forced. They lost. They have to pay the $250 million. So big W for Unknown Worlds. Because they sold well. I think it was 1 million was the initial. He went in there and was like, if you guys sell 1 million, I'll pay you guys 250 million. They sold 4 million. So he is not getting out of that. I also believe the rights got sent to, was it Matt Wales? The original devs got all their rights back for the game, and the early access release, they basically totally went out on this. So as far as I can tell, the game is really good too. I haven't actually played it. I will eventually. It's just one of those games where you can wait and it's fine. As long as you don't spoil yourself, you're not missing anything. You can get it when it goes on super sale, like me. I don't think I played the first Subnautica until years after it was released, and I enjoyed it. It is probably my favorite survival game ever, just with everything. It's a good game. So I'll go into the second one eventually, but I like seeing devs win. That's always good to see. Speaking of devs, well, quote unquote winning, Rockstar, the UK developers have unionized. I believe every studio in the UK is now part of I can't remember what the union's name is, but they have, I guess it's Rockstar Game Workers Union. This is in response to a sudden firing of 31 members in October. In October of 2026. That must be a typo. I'm on Engadget because they got fired in the future. This is to focus on issues, quote unquote, like pay, transparency, flexible working, and an end to crunch. And we all know that crunch is this debatable topic from everywhere I've read, where some people are like, we love crunch. And some people are like, I mean, from the outside looking in, that seems awful. But also from a lot of the I don't want to say grassroots developers, but small developers, they want to crunch. They want to, in the Blizzard books and stuff I read, they wanted to be there all hours of the day working on stuff. Jeff Kaplan, he was big on saying, look, man, when I was doing Overwatch or working at Blizzard, like I would just stay there just because I really wanted to do this. So technically that's crunch, but it's a wanted crunch. So
yeah, difference is like whether you're
bad.
there because you're being told to, or whether you're there because you just really, really like working on whatever you're working on.
Absolutely. To me, it's like you ever have a day off of work and you don't have anything going on. You're like, I can go into work, and they call you. They're like, hey, we really need you. And you're like, oh man, I guess I could go in. And then you go in and you're kind of like, I don't even have to be here right now. Like it's a different kind of work environment.
You're just chilling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If anybody were to give you any kind of guff, you're just like, this ain't even my job today.
I can just go home, actually.
Yeah. So it's just a different vibe of work. I'm always happy to see developers unionize, though. I hope this pans out really well for them. I don't know, actually, if Rockstar is a company that is problematic. I don't really remember too many problems going on with them that were like huge controversies. I'm sure there have been plenty, but
yeah, I can't think of one on the top of my head.
Yeah, me neither. Unlike just about every other developer. So yeah, good for them. Not the fired workers. They were denied interim pay, and they're not done in court yet. So hopefully they get their money back, and with GTA 6 coming out, Rockstar needs to be squeaky clean, you know. Yeah, I hope this works out for their devs, because they are making them a lot of money. Oh, the one thing I did want to talk about last week, talking about Dawn of War 4, this clown was like, yo, check out this new game called, you like racing games? It's called Speed Freaks. It's a Warhammer racing game. I'm like, yeah, I go check it out. He said it's new. That bitch is a year plus old. Not only that, I never wanted to refund a game from the word go. Like, as badly, the controls feel awful. The game is dead. Like there's no matchmaking, so you have to join somebody else's custom lobby. Everything is just custom lobbies. It was weird. If you had like a computer class after school and everybody had like, there was one game installed on the computers and everybody would just be in the lab playing on that one game regardless of what it was, this felt like one of those games. Like maybe a Flash game, maybe whatever the PCs had. Not great. I didn't even get enough footage to fill out the whole hour. I returned that. That was unpleasant. There was no, I don't know why. Yeah, that was. We should have done our research. That also was a big part of why I was like, don't trust the reviews, because the reviews for that game are great. Everybody seems to love that game.
And what was crazy too is watching it, like there was no music in the game, like at all. In the tutorial that you were in, it just kind of has you like sit there for 5 minutes for some reason.
I don't know if I wasn't pressing the right button or something. And
I don't know either. Yeah. There was like no explanation. And because there's no music or there's no like anything, you can't really tell if you're doing something wrong or not.
No.
And then honestly, like the visuals look really cool, but like the gameplay itself just is very nonsensical and like not a fun way, not like a orc fun way. Just more like, I don't understand like what I'm supposed to be doing seemed to be the big problem.
No, I got it. It just wasn't fun. Like,
yeah.
Towards the end, I just kept blowing up my cars because I just didn't care anymore. I was just going in. Also, it felt like all the lobbies I went in, like these are people who play this game. And, you know, I always say that no matter what game you think, like however bad you think it is, there's somebody who gets off of work every day and goes and turns on Concord. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I also go ahead.
Go for it. No,
I was gonna say, I was laughing at how like that one vehicle with the guided missile you're using, that was like laughably bad.
It was. You'd think like it had like an AO. I kept using it thinking like maybe it does a crazy amount of damage because it's so unwieldy and like I can't hit anything because there's no AOE on it either. You just either miss or you hit. I I
No.
just gave up. I didn't want to play anymore.
And like
So-
the one space car looked kind of cool, but it was very difficult to use because you couldn't really see where you're going, sort of. And at times it just felt like it didn't really matter going invisible.
Nothing mattered. Don't play that game. Go do something else. It's dead.
Yeah.
So that was all I was referring to earlier on. Just a minor correction on what a cool new game is.
Yeah. Big oof, dude.
Speaking of cool new games, this is my last little bit, I think, here. I don't really care about that. Quickly on Destiny 2, Bungie told the Destiny devs to keep working on stuff, even though they'd already decided to end support and everything, which is kind of jacked up. So,
Yeah, I heard about that because there's a whole thing where only like a very select few of the devs knew about it, what was going to happen, but they weren't allowed to say anything to the rest of the team. So, it
it sucks.
Yeah,
especially when there's a team
say.
of building over doing all the marathon stuff. You're like, oh, it's fine. We're just gonna keep working on this Destiny expansion, and they're over there just kind of, keep doing that, but you're doing the Lord's work over there. Good job. And then everybody's fired. Actually, I don't know if everybody got fired. I just know that they're done with Destiny 2. The last thing I had was our favorite game, Star Citizen. Our heroic. It finally hit $1 billion in funding.
Yay!
A solid, yeah. And it took me, I was kind of looking at the page for the goals. It's wild that like the goals are another $1 million. Here's some combat armor. For the next $1 million, here's a map. For the next $1 million, here's some pets. And not only that, but the goals stop at 65 million, which is wild, but there's like a whole $935 million worth of goals that aren't really there. So it's just wild to think like $1 billion into a game that I don't know if it's any good. I don't think it is. Am I wrong?
I don't even know what to say about that game. Like the whole situation is just like, I don't know, man. Like I feel like one of us needs to just bite the bullet and just play the game. And
does that cost money? How do I play Star Citizen? I'm not even. If anybody should play it, it should be you. Honestly, you're the person who does this kind of stuff.
Me? Oh
yeah,
my
you
God.
like taking apart spaceships and yeah.
Oh God. Well, like
I've seen you play space games. I don't play space games.
I just wonder at this game because like I don't know what engine or anything this is building, but it's been in development for like a decade now, right? Like the amount of technical debt that must be in this game at this point must be absurd. Like to create anything else at like what would be considered the modern standard must be so difficult to do, especially if there's still so much that they need to add to the game that they're up to $1 billion in funding at this point. Like I don't even know like what they're still planning to add at this rate.
It's space. It's infinite. You can add whatever you want.
Add more space.
We added more space.
It's a new map of the seventh quadrant of the northeast galaxy. It's just space.
Space.
I'll look into it and maybe I'll have to try it out.
Okay, it's $45 just to try it, but there are free to play events that happen a couple times a year. So we could just wait for one of those. I don't know if I want to spend $45 on this. I mean, it's such a good deal. It's $1 billion worth of game for $45. Yeah, I don't. And it's funny because like I looked up a couple of Reddits of like, how is Star Citizen? And it's like, it's good, but, or it's good if. It's not, none of them are like, it's great. None of them are like, it's $1 billion great. They're just kind of,
It's just so weird. Like the polarizing comments and like reviews about the game make it so like I can't tell. Like I just don't understand, or like I can't tell what the game is or how good it is, because either like people sing its praises about like it's the best game they've ever played and it's ruined every other game for them, or it's a scam, don't get it, it's dog, I don't know.
Apparently it's chock full of in-game purchases. Oh my God, this guy spent 10K after. Oh, other people I know enjoy it for 50K. Gee, dude, no. Have you looked at the shop on their website?
The macro transactions?
Yeah, it goes up to like $100. I didn't see anything above that. Maybe I was looking at the wrong part of the shop.
No, it doesn't. It goes a lot more than $100.
Where can I find?
There's ships that cost like 500 plus.
Yeah, I don't see them though. Where are they? These are like relatively fine. These are 60, 150. Man, these are okay. There's a $300 one. Oh, there's 500, 600. Yeah, okay. Why? Oh, man, I wish I had that kind of poor impulse control.
You know what's crazy too? Is you can spend real money for insurance for your ships. That's crazy.
That's why I don't play this. I started playing a mobile game and I was like, I'm not going to spend. It's obviously okay. Like the mobile ads for games, probably not. There's the games where like you always watch me, you're like, this person's stupid. Like, how could you mess this up? With like the go through the plus 50 guys, and they keep hitting like minus 10 as the guy runs along the track. Do you know what I'm talking about? Anyway, I played like a full version of that, and I finally got to the point where it's like, oh, I need to spend money to do anything at this point. Like it started out free, and I have been really, really good, but I know I need to uninstall it because I just don't have the willpower, man. I can't hold myself accountable to not spend money on these stupid in-game purchases. I can't be the one who plays this game.
Shoutouts,
it's gotta be you.
Shoutouts, by the way, to buying like those $700 ships doesn't even give you access to the game.
Oh, fantastic!
You need a game pack.
Does that tell me that somebody bought the game package?
That's
before?
exactly why that disclaimer.
Oh my God! Somebody really bought like a $700 ship and then didn't buy the game.
You just give them the game
this
at
one's
that point. Just give them the game.
Tiburon 10-year is $775. Oh, because you get 10 years of insurance.
Yeah.
All right. The game that's a literal industry all of its own. Neat.
Oh, 6 month insurance. Oh, boy.
Who is it? Sheriff? Who does that game? Is it Steven Sheriff? I don't know.
Ashes of Creation? Yeah.
Oh, I'm thinking Ashes of Creation. Oh my God, there's so many money sink games that amount to sadness.
Oh.
Well, we'll come back to that eventually. Other than that, I'm pretty much done.
Oh, by the way, there's certain sales that can only be seen, or things from the store that can only be seen by people who backed Star Citizen, right? The most expensive bundle is $48,000.
Wait, so the only way you could see those is if you've already spent money to back the game.
It's only,
and then is that what you're saying?
Hold on. So to see it, you need to be, I'm trying to figure this out, there's a certain backer tier you have to be. It's called Concert?
Concert? I don't know.
Is anyone who's already, it's not, there's, people are arguing like what tiers actually have access to it, right? But the first tier that's of those tiers starts at 1,000 and goes up to 25,000. There's a tier for,
They got to be laundering money at this point, right? Like, there's no way.
Like, that's
people are
what allows you to
spending
actually
this.
see that bundle to buy it.
Get to spend money to have the right to spend more money. That's wild.
What's not like registering to me is like the people who could spend this kind of money on some game aren't the kind of people who like have they're not the money making kind of people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think there's high powered CEOs who are dropping their money on Star Citizen.
Maybe there is.
But I
Maybe
could be
there's
wrong.
just an old
There has to
subset
be.
of gamers that this is what they do. This is the like car show equivalent. Where
Oh
like
my
50,
God, you're probably right.
50
This is
60 guys are like, look at this thing I bought for fucking 40 grand.
it's boutique gaming.
These peasants who do not belong with us, they do not understand the joys we share.
You couldn't afford to relax with me. Jesus.
You couldn't pay to be in my presence, you peasants.
I guess if you have like if you're rich, then you know all your like rich friends, like everybody in there is also rich. You don't have to deal with the pores of the gaming world. Nah, I'm good. All right. Anything else, or are we good there?
I got one last thing, but I mean, we
Yeah,
don't
sure, why not?
Okay. Beyond All Reason news. We've played some Beyond All Reason. We talked a little bit about it.
Is that
Beyond All-
BAR? Oh, BAR. Okay,
BAR,
that's
yep.
the RTS.
Yeah, it's a community driven RTS game. What many people consider like one of the greatest RTSs out currently right now. It's really, really good if you're a fan of real-time strategy games. Definitely give BAR a try. It's completely free. You just download it. You get access to the whole thing. You don't have to pay for nothing.
Yeah, highly recommend. If you, it's like the art. Yeah. If you would join any RTS, it has like all the best parts of an RTS. It's everything.
Yeah. And this started a few weeks ago, and I've just been kind of like keeping an eye out for it, seeing if there's any other news about it. So far, there hasn't been, so I thought I'd talk about kind of what's going on right now. There was a leak about the admins for BAR were looking into a publisher for the game. And we eventually learned who those publishers are. It is Hooded Horse. And they're a pretty large indie game publisher. They're fairly well known as well. They are the publishers for like Against the Storm, Whiskerwood, Nova Roma, Cataclysmo, Menace,
Darkwood.
which is still in early access, Darkwood, Manor Lords, if you've ever played that. And they have a very, very good reputation as well for being like very, very easy and very pleasant to work with, at least from what various devs have said. So super cool there, right? And from what we know, kind of what they are planning for BAR is because, you know, as we said before, this is a free game. What they're trying to do and why they want a publisher so that they can create these kind of like single player experiences that they can sell on Steam and just kind of make money from that and recycle it into just the project itself. Right.
Which I think the game, if I remember, all you can really do is like custom maps by people, and not like all you can do, but since it's so community driven, like there is like little single player things you can do, little missions that have, you know, certain parameters, but there's no like story or anything. There's no campaign.
Yeah,
which
correct.
I didn't like. So this would be cool if they had something like that.
Yeah, it would be very cool. One of the things though is we don't know the exact details of this contract. I mean, they say that it's supposed to be something that's going to be like recycled into the game itself. One of the issues though that people are bringing up and concerns about this are, one, because of the way BAR works, right? This is a community driven project. Like if you go to their Discord, there's literally people just like in Blender just making stuff and saying like, hey, you think this looks cool? And they're like, that looks awesome. Let's throw it in. You know what I mean? Like there are 150 plus people that have contributed to this project and tons more that have like put money to help fund and support it, including like the server and infrastructure and everything, which they've actually had to recently upgrade because they've had a lot of like people start to play the game. It's getting more and more popular, which is really cool to see. But the actual, like, I guess owners or admins of BAR is much, much fewer. I think there's only like maybe 5 to 10. Like, it's not many people. So there's concerns when you have like hundreds of people like contributing to this project, and then you have like, 5 people that are now creating a contract with a publisher to start monetizing said project. People start to get concerned there, right?
Sounds like Dota.
It's starting to, yeah. But like people know these guys. Like all the admins are like developers. Like you play games with them. They, these are people that they've played with for years. So that's it is a concern, but it's not like people are like freaking out about that. One of the main issues is the legality of this, because BAR is not just a community project. It is a like open source licensed project. The way the license for this works is pretty much like it is a like inherited derivative license where you can create something out of BAR and make it your own, as long as whatever you make, people also have the right to do whatever they want with it too. Is that open like GL license where you can't really monetize everything and say you own this, because anyone can do anything with it. Is fully open source, right? Mm-hmm. So what people are very concerned about is how are you going to sell a product where technically you're not allowed to do that because it's already licensed as an open source product that you can't like officially monetize. You know what I mean? And they've talked a little bit of like plans of how exactly to do this. But there's a lot of people that are worried, and this might become kind of like a point of contention of like how willing people are to actually continue to contribute to it. And also like both monetary wise and also just, with all the different assets and everything that they do. It's an interesting problem that you don't really see very often, like the gaming sphere, because there's not really many projects that get as big as like BAR has or have like this very tight community behind them. At least they're very hard to find. So this is the first time I've ever really seen something like this. So yeah, I'm not really sure how this would work, but they're definitely trying to get it to work. I've seen people talk about how there's been admins have left the team over like this whole thing on whether they should be doing it or not. So yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of curious if you guys had any thoughts on it.
It feels like this is a problem that they like put on a whiteboard years ago, and they're like, if it ever gets to this, we'll deal with it. Like not knowing how successful the game would become. Yeah. Because it sounds like they're kind of suffering from success. What's the plan if they don't get published? Like, do they just continue being free to play and having a bunch of community stuff and nobody makes any money?
Could be. I don't know. Yeah, and that's where it's hard, because like the game is so good and there's been so many people working on it that it feels like it deserves that at the same time. You know what I mean? Like it deserves to kind of go that extra step at this point. Because BAR's a really good game. It's really fun to watch. It's really cool to play. It's really cool to get better at. And there's so many different ways to play the game. And just the team elements for it as well. When you actually have like multiple people you're playing with and you each got like your own roles and strats. Really, really cool. But I don't know. Like, I don't know whether this is the good direction for the game to go.
I mean, it would definitely become more popular. And it would make money. So there's a small team of people, like it's open source. So like, is there a team of people that created it originally?
Yeah, I believe there's a team of people that created originally. I don't know how many of them are still like on the admin team at this point, to be honest. But there's been so many hands I've dipped in and out of it that I don't personally know like who the original creators are at this point.
Because I feel like you would go ahead with this and then just up to a certain date be like, you know, if you created this or that, you get back pay for this since people play. Like if there's a really good custom mode or map that people use, you would pay the creators for that, whatever the amount that you decide on. And then going forward, you would have maybe like a set payment plan. Like, you know how Roblox pays people to make content? You would have something obviously not as predatory as Roblox, but you would have a way to pay people for the content. And that way you still have people creating content and you don't lose too much. But, you know, I'm not part of that community. I don't know where the general vibe lies.
That would be possible because one thing that's cool about BAR is that they track everyone that contributes. Like,
See,
if you
that's what I'm
contribute
talking
something,
about.
yeah, it's actually directly on their website. Like, you can go look to see exactly who is like who used to add stuff, who's currently adding stuff, who the current like lead devs, I guess, if you want to call them that, are, and even just their other like managerial staff too. You can check all those people out. So that would be possible if they were planning to like, you know, pocket this as like profit. But I don't know if they want to do that or just commit with their, you know, any money we make off this will just go back into the game. Like, and we're just it'll take as a donation and we'll just keep going with it. I don't know what the best option for that is, you know, especially because then you have to consider how do you divide these funds between people based, like, do you do it based on what they contributed, you know, because that's definitely not going to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, I'm seeing there's like 100 people that are just on the website alone that are contributors and devs and, you know.
Yeah.
I guess it all depends on how much money the game actually makes.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, let's see. Either way, I'm very curious to see what happens, and if they do release a single player like campaign or story, I'm definitely going to play it. I really like BAR.
Yeah.
BAR is really fun.
Selfishly, I want this to happen because I do want to play like a campaign of this game.
Yeah.
But the other part of me that's like benevolent says I hope everybody gets what they want.
The other doomer part of me is like, as soon as money gets involved,
shittification immediately.
Yeah, as soon as money starts becoming a factor. Yeah,
I mean, look how annoying Discord got. Like, it won't shut up about whatever it's doing next. I wish it would stop.
Yeah,
so
I hope things work out well for it. And honestly, I have high hopes just because like I feel like this game is handled very well. People have a lot of fun with it. There's always so many like different community things that they're doing. These crazy like 150 players versus one developer thing, which are always fun to watch. That I feel like the connection between the community and the devs is really strong. So this will work out pretty well.
Yeah, regardless of what happens, game is fantastic. Go download it from the website. It's free. It's worth it. Yeah. Anything else on that? Are we good?
That's it for me.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much for listening. If you made it this far, you're my hero for the week. I appreciate you. Leave a like and a comment. Yeah, you wear a cape. Not all heroes wear capes, but you do because you're just that cool. Hit us up on YouTube or TikTok, or leave us 5 stars, or on the podcasting apps. That helps us become big boys with real pants that we can wear to work. Or feel free to leave us an email with any questions at giantenemycrabpod@gmail.com. Next, we'll be coming with a 007 review with our boy Sleepy. He'll be making another appearance.
Hey.
And then we'll have our 100th episode, which, if you have any thoughts on what we should do, it's a little late to be asking, but we're just kicking some stuff around.
I mean, we've got a bunch of major gaming events to cover.
We do,
but that's not special. We do that all the time. Maybe it'll just be extra long. How do you feel about that? That makes it really easy for us.
Yeah,
we don't have to
hours.
actually do anything.
9-hour episode. That sounds great.
Yeah, I'll turn on all the YouTube ads the day.
What do you
that
mean
we
I
get
can't send
monetized by
my
YouTube?
audio to you? What do you mean it's too big?
Beautiful. Okay. Anyway, we'll catch you next time. Yeah. Goodbye.
Why?
Bye.